Welcome to episode 64 of my podcast, The View from the Crow's Nest. And I want to thank you, each and every one of you who is listening to this and who has listened to any of my previous podcasts. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. And I know there's many things you could be doing with your time, and choosing to spend your time listening to me prattle on is really something I massively appreciate. So thank you very much. Today is, I promise you, going to be a super short one, because I'm going to share one thing which I got excited about a couple of days ago and forgot to share with you, which is probably boring and dull as hell, but nonetheless I quite liked. And then I'll tell you about my day, which was a day off, so there's not so much to tell you about. So the thing that I got really excited about, I'm not a designer by any stretch. Anytime I've got to design anything and it involves fonts or it involves colours, and I struggle. And then a few days ago I noticed a font that I really liked. I think I must have seen it on another website. And so I'm super happy because I've now got like a set of 2 or 3 fonts which I'm now going to use for everything when I can. So those small things make me happy, but if you want to check it out, it's a font called Poppins. Yep, like Mary Poppins, but without the Mary. I really like it. It's really simple and it kind of works for me. The other ones that work, Roboto, which is like robot with an O on the end, and Google Product Sans, I think it's called, is also a really cool font. So there you go. That's a font of completely useless knowledge for you, but nonetheless, I wanted to share it. As for today, as I promised yesterday in the podcast, or as I said, I was hoping that today was going to be a day off, and it almost was, almost in its entirety. That is to say, we went out this morning. I took a very leisurely morning, and we went out today together. We went to a swimming pool, and it was pretty much just the 4 of us for quite a lot of the day. It's a very nice pool, and we just spent the day, I'd say, by the pool, mostly in the pool with kids attached to me, which was really good fun. And both of them really enjoyed it. Mina and Leonardo very happy that I was there and loving to splash about. And we were there for 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, and then we got ourselves dressed and went to Ischia Ponte, where the castle is, and got an ice cream. And yes, I did get myself an ice cream. I figured, come on, I'd gotten down to, this morning, I think it was fair to say I was 81 centimetres, which is definitely the slimmest waist I've had since I started measuring myself about 6 years ago or something. So between that and Audience Ninja and all the hard work and everything, I thought, come on man, I've earned an ice cream. So by golly, I took one, and it was tasty as. Smashed that. Then we came back home and we watched Back to the Future Part 3. So we've watched Part 1 and then Part 2 last week, like in the last couple of weeks. Mina absolutely loves them. And that's really cool. I mean, they're like my favourite films of all time, pretty much. So to be able to watch them with her was great. And she watches films like Simona, like totally taken, just like hands to face, emotions coming through at every point. She asks lots of questions. She says lots of things. Personally, film should be watched in silence, but that's just me. But nonetheless, she really loves them. So that was really cool. And then the bit of work I couldn't escape. I did about an hour's of work all told today because I'd said I'd do something for today, forgetting that it was day off. And so I wanted to do that because I said I would. And that was it. That's my day. So feeling good, feeling relaxed. I did start reading a cool book today, which is like 100 Family Adventures. I bought it, I think, over Christmas maybe, or even earlier than that. And basically it's a family who has, I guess, done lots of adventures. It's very British-centric, so it's very much on British countryside and blah, blah, blah. And it's things like, building a dam or building fire or sleeping in the woods at night or whatever, It's a lot of this kind of stuff. Kayaking on a river and stuff, but I've been meaning to read it, just get my brain back into the idea that we're actually going to be doing some adventurous stuff, and the whole point of this world schooling pre-coronavirus and certainly moving forward is that we actually go and do stuff, not just sit in the same place. Then we could have stayed in London or whatever. And Mina saw it and she really likes it. She's like, I want to do this stuff, I want to do it. So that was cool. So yeah, I read about half of that, and there were lots of simple but good ideas, and it makes you long to get out into, funny enough, into the British countryside now that I'm in the south of Italy. Of course, now I want to go to the British countryside. But nonetheless, you can do a lot of these things in different places. In fact, Ischia is a volcanic island, and it's the main highest part of the island is Mount Epomeo, and I don't know how tall it is, but it's pretty tall. And you can go up there, you can drive most of the way up, and then hike the rest of the way. So I think next week our family day out will be going with the kids and seeing if Leonardo is happy to walk up to a mountain, and do our little outdoor adventure. Start there, So inspired by this book, I think I'll have Mina on side as well, and we'll see how the kids get on. But it reminds me of something I often say, which is do what you can with what you have right now. So yes, England countryside looks lovely when you're talking about these outdoor adventures, but we're on a mountain, so look at what you got right outside your door. So that'll probably be next week. Let's see if that transpires. So that is my day. Thank you very much for listening. I am now going to get into bed and either read some more of that book, or I'm going to read some more Sharp novels, Richard Sharp, by Bernard Cornwell. So that's me. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Toodle pip!